talk us through the Q1 earnings. The results seem to be quite solid, both on top and bottom line. What drove the performance?
Yeah, Joanna, nice to talk to you. Yeah, a solid set of results and pleased to be here to deliver them this morning. Traffic, as expected, was just under 68 million passengers, so that was a 4% increase. We saw a fair recovery into the quarter. We had the benefit of a double Easter, insofar as we'd both halves of Easter in April of this year. We'd only half of it in the prior year. And then we'd weak prior year comps with the OTA dispute last year, which is now resolved. Close-in bookings into May and June were a little bit better than we would have expected. So fares were up 21% in the first quarter of the year. I'm very pleased as CFO with the performance on costs, where we saw our unit costs increase by just 1% on a per passenger basis, or up 5% in an absolute basis. And this was down to our strong fuel hedging, offsetting very high increases in our traffic control charges, despite the fact that the service there is lousy, and increasing environmental costs. So it was really a combination of modest growth, fair recovery, and strong cost control in the business.
Yeah, nice overview. I want to bring up something that you did mention now, the air traffic control. EasyJet last week recorded a £15 million hit on back of the air traffic control issues, the disruption that took place there. How much of a hit did Ryanair take, and how much progress have you made in terms of sorting out the issues, the long-standing issues on ATC?
Well, we've been trying to sort out those long-standing issues for many, many years, and unfortunately looks like we'll be doing it for a bit more to come. We yet again have called on Ursula von der Leyen, or as we've now rechristened her, Ursula van der Leyen, for all of these issues that we're having. I mean, French ATC now account for over 40% of disruptions in Europe. We would have cancelled over 500 flights over a couple of days in early July. We had another 30,000 passengers disrupted last week as a result of ATC issues across Europe, but primarily in France, where they unfortunately don't protect the overflights. So even though you're not landing in and out of France, you're disrupted because the airspace above France is taken out of commission by the air traffic controllers. So this has a massive impact on the travelling public. We lost about 100,000 passengers as a result of that, and we'll continue to campaign hard. You saw in the first quarter 16% increase in air traffic control charges, yet the service couldn't be worse.
Yeah, well, let me ask you about looking ahead as summer demand. How are things looking at this point? How are you expecting the summer to play out?
Yeah, demand is strong. People are very keen to get out and about and travel. We've 2,600 different routes across the network, including 160 new routes this summer. All of those are booking very strongly. Fares are recovering nicely. We would expect to recover almost all of the 7% fare decline that we had in the second quarter last year. So, you know, we're seeing no softness in people who want to travel. We have limited growth this year. We're only growing by 3% to 206 million passengers, but demand is exceptionally high, and we've no qualms about hitting that target this year. Airports very keen to get Ryanair growth, so you know we're accommodating regions and airports where they're pulling back on municipal aviation taxes, where they're stimulating growth and customers travelling in big numbers.
Yeah. How closely are you watching what happens with the tariff discussions? EU this week reportedly planning on putting together a list of retaliatory tariffs. Boeing aircraft could be included in that. How would it affect your business? And have you done any scenario planning?
Yeah, it's all very hypothetical at the moment, and we all hope that we will see the 1979 civil aviation exemption from tariffs, which has been in place for a very good reason, and that it's very difficult to put tariffs on the various parts that come from all over the world to assemble an aircraft and parts. We took some confidence and comfort from Transport Secretary Duffy's comments when he was at the Paris Air Show that he would like to stick with something like the 1979 exemption. So you know, we're all working towards remaining as is. Nobody knows what's going to happen really this side of the 1st of August. Will there be a deal done? I don't know. I hope so. If there isn't, will Europe retaliate? They probably will. Will aircraft be in there? I don't know. But we're very clear. We have a fixed price with Boeing. We expect them to deliver the aircraft at that fixed price. If there are tariffs, it'll be on Boeing's account, not Ryanair's, although we'll work very much with them to help them mitigate the impact of that. But we remain hopeful that sense of prevail and the 1979 civil aviation exemption for aircraft, parts, simulators, engines, etc. will continue to remain in place.
Yeah, I mean, I also just want to refer you back to some of the comments the CEO made back in May, which is if these tariffs do come to pass, then you'd have to reevaluate some of your orders and perhaps think of sourcing aircraft from other suppliers, maybe even Chinese suppliers. Is that still on the table?
I've met those Chinese suppliers a couple of times. We've relationships with them. We've relationships with Airbus. The reality is that the Airbus suppliers, Boeing, Airbus, Comac, all of their order books are full this side of the middle of the 2030s. So the difficulty in getting aircraft in the short term is very high. We do have an order book with Boeing. They are performing very well. Their production is ahead. So we would be hopeful that sense prevails, as I said, the tariffs don't come to pass. We don't need the 29 remaining aircraft in our order book until the summer of next year. So, if there is an issue, we may end up not taking those aircraft for a period of time, until things settle down. But as I said, we expect Boeing to step up to the plate to the extent that there are tariffs, and we will work with them to mitigate the cost to them as best we can.